course that has gorgeous, pristine lakes on it. It's just, it's a gem. It really is a gem. And what we're trying to do is to get non-golfers out there and just to see what's there. Because you go along the road and you can't see anything. But when you're actually on the course, you'll see all these lakes, all these animals, everything we have out there. It's amazing.
Well, over the years on the Southern Sportsman Show, we've talked to many guests and talked to golf courses in the past and tried to get them to, well, especially Chris and I, hey, just let us come over and fish in those ponds over there. Well, we never could get them to do it.
Yeah.
But you've come up with a fantastic idea to reach out to golfers and fishermen alike. Tell us what you're going to call this idea.
All right, we're gonna call it the Hit 'em and Hook 'em tournament. It's hit the ball and hook the fish.
So you mean to tell me that golfers are going to be able to come over there and fishermen are going to be able to come over there, and you're going to foursome teams together, and we're going to be able to play golf and fish? Is that what you're?
That's correct. The dynamics of your team is going to be extremely important, because you can get some really good golfers out there who don't know how to fish, and you can get some fishermen who don't know how to golf. So you have to make your team conducive to making a good score.
Well, explain to us how it's going to work. I mean, I know how to fish. I don't know a lot about golfing.
Right. Well, you really don't have to be a golfer on the team. I would suggest that you at least 3 of the people can golf, and you can get somebody out here who doesn't know how to play golf, and that person can spend a little bit more time fishing, because the points are counted by the pounds of fish you catch.
So for the foursome, you got to get your golf ringer, and then you got to get your angler ringer.
That's correct.
Is it okay to use ringer on the radio?
You know they're going to do it.
Well, so we're going to have a team, Doug. So
okay.
I'm going to be the fishing guy in the team, and we're going to have 3 other golfers. So how much time will I actually have to be able to fish? While they're playing, I can go fish, or
yeah, you can. Well, probably the best, since you don't want to really drive and you don't want to hit your second shot since you can't golf. You just go right to the lake and you start fishing, and then you let the other guys hit off and play the second shot, and then they come over and fish for 5 or 10 minutes, and you're actually fishing for 15 or 20 minutes.
Gotcha.
In that range.
Gives me more time to fish.
Gives more time to fish, yeah. So. And then some of the holes, you're best to practice your putting starting today. You can go out because when you get on the green, everybody really should putt. Everybody can putt. Everybody should putt.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that extra putt, and you never know. You might sink a putt that you become the hero of the foursome.
I probably will, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So we come up to hole number 1. And there's the lake right there, so I'm fishing. And
right. Well, we're actually starting on hole 10. The back 9 is where the best fishing lakes are. The front 9, not so much, but in the back 9, the course goes right up to the lakes, and so it's an easy transition out of the golf cart fishing. So, and what we're doing is we're giving each one of the foursome their own cart, which is important. Because you don't want to be riding with somebody who has a different, who can fish and you can't, whatever. So you really have to have your own car. You can put your fishing equipment. You have enough room in your own car. You don't get it tangled. So it's imperative that you have your own cart.
Okay, so you're going to have like a referee at each hole in each lake to weigh the fish in, or how's that going to work?
No, it's going to be the honor system. Each cart will have its own weigh, scale, and it's going to be strictly catch and release. So you weigh it quickly. You go up to the nearest pound. So if you happen to catch a 3-ounce minnow, it actually counts as a 1-pound fish.
A little handicap.
Yeah, a little handicap, right.
And so you're going to kick this off on Tuesday, January 31st, and we're going to see how it goes, and then it could happen where we can do this like every other Tuesday or something like that?
Yeah, we're going to try the first Tuesday of each month, so it'll be the first Tuesday of February, but, opening day is the 31st. And then a week later is the first Tuesday of February. we're going to have it then, and then we'll see what happens. And then it's scheduled for March, the first Tuesday in March. But if it goes well, I'd love to have it every week, but I don't know if we can draw enough people in for that.
Gotcha. Well, we'll find out. There's no doubt about it. 2.5 hour time limit strictly enforced is what it's just saying on here. So tell us a little bit about that.
All right. So what we found is that if a group wants to, if they get a good lake and they're pulling the fish in and they want to stay, they can stay a little longer, but they have to be wary of the fact that they have to finish and be in the clubhouse in the 2.5 hours. So what that means, if they decide to skip a golf hole to make up the time they're fishing, then they're penalized because they're going to get a triple bogey on their score, which means for non-golfers that means 3 over what is considered par for the hole,
and that hurts.
Which it's a big hurt. Yeah. Yeah,
that's a hurt right there.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, it's if you go 3 over, you skip a hole and you catch a 3-pound fish, then you're back to even again.
Yeah, and when you're talking to a guy who's written enough snowmen down on a golf court to fill a whole winter's worth, maybe that triple bogey might not be that bad for me.
Yeah. In scramble though, it's a scramble format, best ball they call it. So you play the best ball of the 4, and then you hit from that point the best ball again, and so it's. It's not an individual. So you don't have to be a great golfer to get a good team score. So
I love this idea. I just love this idea.
I do too.
Okay, so you're going to have tee-off times on the 31st at 7:40 a.m., 8 a.m., 8:20, 8:40,
right,
and with the 2.5 hour time limit.
Right. We have to be off the back 9 as the golfers come around from the front 9. So that's why we're limiting, we're going to have a limit of 4. We're going to try with 4 foursomes or 16 golfers and fishermen. And then we can actually have a 7 o'clock start if we want to. But right now we'll try it with just the 4 and see what happens.
Okay, here's a tough question. And Chris is over there thinking about that. I read his mind. Is the restaurant going to be open that day, and are you going to be serving beer? And remember, if you're serving beer to fishermen and golfers, there could be some issues there, Doug. Just saying.
Yeah, well, yeah, the restaurant will be open. We at Cypress Knoll, we have recently hired, I think he's probably the best chef in the county.
Wow.
And his name is Bruce, and we actually, in order to, our key employees, what I've done is I've taken a bunch of the lakes on the course, and we've named the lakes after the key employees. So the 18th hole, when you finish, is going to be called the Chef Bruce Pond, and so it's kind of a little catch to keep the employees happy, and
Well, what about the record-setting fishermen? Like, I'm probably going to set the record. Can you just name a lake after me as well, or no?
Come to work for us.
It's Lake Terry Turner.
That sounds good, actually.
Man, if you do that, you're going to see him out there in an action craft or his bass boat. He's going to be sitting. You'll look out, and he'll be like Deion Sanders that time with everybody going, hey, and you'll be like, I'll be in later. Just Terry out in the middle of the lake.
Well, Doug, have you kind of tested this out? I mean, have you had some guys fishing the lakes?
Yeah, we don't encourage people just to come out and fish in our lakes. It's private property, as you know, and this was a way to introduce the lakes to the people in the community and get some the fishermen in there, and they'll see what we got out there, and it's going to be it should be very good.
Well, you have fished these lakes, so we're going to ask you a secret question. What do you recommend? Because you obviously are a fisherman, or you wouldn't have come up with this. What do you recommend fishing these lakes with, Doug?
Well, we've been using the rubber worms. That's you're fishing from the banks, and that's what I use all the time.
So good old plastic.
And it works. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you got to get the right color. But I'm not going to tell you what color I use because the fish know me and they'll jump.
Oh man, you've already gone from golf to fishing real quick.
Yeah, really. I'll tell you, I'm a much better fisherman than I am golfer. So
you got to do that all. I'll tell you what's biting. but I'm not going to tell you where and on what.
That's it. You see, that's the key. That is actually the key, because there are 2 lakes on the course that where most of the fish are. Matter of fact, on the 10th hole, the first we played the back 9.
Right.
On the 10th hole, which is the first hole you hit off of, there's a documented 7-pound bass that was caught there about a month ago.
Oh, that's very healthy.
Yeah, and I have a picture to show you guys later, so in case you don't believe it.
Well, there you go.
We believe you. We believe you. Well, I know this is a beautiful course, and because I've had a chance to actually, even though I'm not a good golfer, play it. I'm left-handed too, so that makes it bad.
Mm-hmm.
But the ponds look really good. The lakes look really good. There's got to be some 10-pound bass in there.
There are there's some like real large carp that are in there that we stocked. We had stocked the lakes with carp. Or then I didn't, but the previous owners had. That's to keep them clean, and
Right.
there's some huge carp in there. So I don't know if you're going to be able to catch any of them, but.
Well, we call Chris Catfish, so if he fishes the tournament, he'll probably catch a carp or two.
Now wait, in that tournament, do the carp count?
Oh yeah, it's the pounds of fish. It's not just bass.
Man, these guys are going to look out and see me with like a can of corn and some dough ball.
Right, a little dough ball. That's what you need.
Can of corn out there, man.
What's the biggest fish out there? Oh, the scoreboard. 45 pounds.
Oh, man.
You come in with a -10 score. I don't know about
How many teams are you going to allow?
We're going to first we're going to only allow 4 teams, and that's 4 teams of 4. So it suggests that you you call the club. You have to have a reservation. Call the club and get your name on there. And if it's going to be filled up opening day, the next week is another 16 golfers. So there'll be room. We'll get you in.
Okay, so as we run out of time, tell us how to get in touch and how to get signed up. Now, we've already got a team, so we got 3 teams left out there.
Right.
Tell them how to get hooked up.
You just call the club, and Cypress Knoll Golf and Country Club.
That's good.
And you can just let them know that you want to sign up for the fishing golf tournament.
Okay, is that phone number there? Is that 386-437-5807?
And that's what it is.
Okay, so call them and use a southern accent and tell them you want to fish, and that's 386-437-5807. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to go over big, Doug, and I bet you we're doing this a lot. I mean, holy cow. You're in Florida. Florida is known famously for fishing and golf both, and now you've got it all put together.
We got them both, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is going to go over huge, man.
Yeah, well, we can expand it, so we're hoping, but we'll see.
Well, congratulations on getting the Cypress Knoll Golf and Country Club all back together. And this is a membership club, too, so they can be members as well, or no?
There's going to be members. Yeah, we have members, but it's open to the public, and most of our golfers are from the public, so.
All right. Well, Chris, thanks for having us, man.
Man, it's so good to see you being here together.